small and medium enterprises are prospering at a fast pace, and this is due to computing business solutions that are being provided by IT companies. Hello, we'll be looking at more on this story. My name is Anna Iriza. This is Business Digest. On our first top story, we'll be exploring on the computing business solutions that small and medium enterprises are benefiting from. Lastly, our focus will be on the G5 Business Makers Program event that was held this August.
Incorporated in 2011 and 2012, 23rd Century System in Rwanda, in conjunction with the local company BSC, were the first companies to launch a cloud-based solution for small businesses to manage their businesses efficiently and transparently, saving them the expensive hassle of capital expenditures, which would strain their cash flows acquiring IT solutions to manage their businesses. It was these two Rwandan companies that were the first on the African continent to provide cloud services on the #1 World Enterprises Resource Planning platform called SAP. Cloud services are now trending worldwide, saving companies the need to spend on ICT solutions in advance, basically using operations expenditures as opposed to capital expenditures. This firm also happens to be the largest SAP resource partner in sub-Saharan Africa with a gold partner status and operates in Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Burundi, South Sudan, Ghana, Angola, and Botswana, with extended business partners in all other African countries. Business Digest got to have a talk with Stuart Mugabe, the CEO of TTCS-Rwanda chapter, to give us his insight on this topic.
The total ownership of the project remains local. Basically what we do, we train locals to do the delivery. In very few areas, we include experts from different countries, but in majority, they are even off-site. So our target is like 70% of every project remains local. Like we train locals, we use local resources, and we ensure that even those local resources, basically we export the service. For instance, now we have like close to 20 Rwandans working within our different countries. So basically we are exporting the service. The biggest challenge is the low level of skills. The technologies we are providing there were no skills around. So it took us some time to develop the skills. We had to spend a lot of money in trainings and all that kind of stuff, and seconding them on projects across the world. And of course, that's an expense to us. So, but based on, we were looking at the bigger picture of the future where the delivery becomes easy and support. Because in every country we ensure that we use locals. The other challenge is, of course, the consultants fly for greener pastures, because we provide them a world-class platform. So when they get that kind of skill, they are wanted all over the world, and of course controlling them not to go, especially when they go to companies outside Rwanda, you have no control and you've invested a lot of money. So that is the biggest challenge we have. The government has been very, very helpful in a way that they've given us access to doing things that are very innovative. And right now, as we talk, our Rwandan office is for the entire group, is the innovation center. So basically we develop Rwandan products like on an international platform. So we use the SAP International Engine to develop Rwanda-specific solutions, and we have IPs for them. So, for instance, we've done Smart Farmer, the entire value chain from when you acquire land to when you go to market, that entire value chain. We've done it with the help of the Ministry of Agriculture. They've been very helpful. And we are also embarking on smart health. So the government, yes, has been very supportive in those initiatives. And definitely we are using Rwandans to develop such solutions. So our target is to develop more of those solutions that are Rwanda specific, whereby the government and our company will benefit in selling those to other developing countries. We develop young entrepreneurs. You see Musa? So back in the day, in 2013, I was recruiting at K-Lab, and I identified a couple of them who are more on the entrepreneurship side than on the developer side. So we tried to mentor them, and some of them we are working with them. We help them. We give them access to international markets. We give them access to, like, for instance, when they develop their solution locally, and the way of the medium of how to put it to market.
So under the K-Lab, what we received actually as entrepreneurs was mentorship under business development, technology, and other related activities. So that's under K-Lab that I met Stewart, who was also a mentor, in the process of recruiting employees who were supposed to work for 23rd Century. We started having conversations, and he started actually mentoring me, and he saw me as a potential entrepreneur. Under that framework, we started working together up to this time, and that was back in 2013. So basically my company is a software company. We provide smart transport solutions that are used by the bus companies for revenue collections. The reason being, when they were doing their businesses without using any electronic means, they were losing up to 30% of their revenue. So under that problem, they came and looked for a solution, and we saw that as a business opportunity. And we developed a solution that we started providing to them back in 2013. Now we are recognized by the government, the regulator, RURA, as one of the service providers in the country, competing with other service providers, of course. One of the things I see as a problem for young entrepreneurs is that there were no blueprint but in developing a solution. On top of that one, there is also another problem that there is no angel investors in the country. When you are starting your business, you do not have those early investors who come and they help you in the ideation phase. And I think that is one of the things that 23rd Century is trying to do, to see potential entrepreneurs, to groom them, to give them a platform. So currently, the product we provide is a point-of-sale based solution under which we sign a contract, a B2B contract with a bus operator. Then we provide them with point of sales, and they can use those point of sales throughout their outlet. If you want to buy a ticket, you go to their outlet. Now, what we are trying to do with 23rd Century is that we are looking at providing the same solution, the same services under these kiosks. There is a program of launching the kiosk all over the country, so people would be having convenience in going to the next kiosk and get tickets and other services that will be provided through this kiosk. We look that as a business growth. We think it is creating convenience for the people using bus services, intercity bus services.
watching Business Digest. Now let's head right on to our next story. The G5 Business Makers Program holds its August edition, bringing in business owners to share their expertise with young entrepreneurs. Let's have a look at this.
The G5 Business Makers Program events held another edition this August, creating an innovative ecosystem environment where companies, entrepreneurs, professionals, business and students connect together for problem solving, learning space, ideas sharing and networking. Measures on how to tackle challenges and problems facing companies were discussed at the event, with a unique value proposition and innovative solution backed with business best practices. With talks from business professionals like Nechuli Wilson from the African Leadership University, Ephraim Ramwenge, the Chief Executive Officer for Rwanda Business Group, the guests at the event got to gain groundbreaking knowledge on how to prosper in the business world.
To begin with, the African Leadership University starts with an entire first year of leadership training. Essentially, our background is based on building leaders, building entrepreneurs. They get a whole bunch of skills, including communication, how to communicate for impact, for change, for success. They also learn how to crunch numbers, how to understand financials, how to look at data and get insights from data, and to make decisions based on data. So they go through like several modules in their first year, which essentially set them up for being a leader and for being an entrepreneur. And then when they get into the degree programs, they now begin to focus into specific areas. So we begin at the core. We don't push them straight into degree programs. We begin by giving them a base, so that even if you decided you didn't want to do your degree with ALU, you would still have this base set of skills that will allow you to be great at what you do. So I haven't interacted on a day-to-day basis with the Zambian entrepreneurship space for a while, but I will say that I have seen a shoot in the number of hubs, in the number of support systems, non-government organizations that are focusing on teaching people to be entrepreneurs than I have seen in a long time. And to be honest, it feels as if even Rwanda is at that point. There's learning to be gained from the experiences of the two. But it appears to me as if even here, because when I just first walked into the talk, I bumped into a couple of people that were running hubs, support systems for entrepreneurs. So I feel as if we are almost like moving hand in hand in moving entrepreneurs forward. Great. So what I had to share was basically a distillation of my take on what are the things that make one successful not only as an entrepreneur, but as a business person, even working for a larger organization and just being like a manager within your organization. What are the things, the traits that you can instill within yourself that will make you more likely to succeed on the continent? And I feel like that, even now, as they're in there, aside from my overall, 4 or 5 things that you can take away, they're also learning directly from people that are entrepreneurs, that are running their own businesses, that are sharing the troubles they've had, the setbacks they've had and what they've done to overcome them. There's a lot to be gained from that. Just hearing somebody else's experience helps you avoid those challenges and move on a path that goes quicker than the other person.
No two entrepreneurship journeys are the same. Even if your circumstances are the same, even if you're in the same sector, even if you have the same resources and the same circumstances, no journeys are the same. And it's always good to share with one another. Sometimes you think your problems are isolated, sometimes you think your challenges are isolated. It's good to just share with other people ideas, solutions. So yeah. I think always the biggest challenge young entrepreneurs bring up is access to finance. And that has always been a big challenge. I would say personally, my advice to young entrepreneurs who do seek finance or are trying to find a solution to the challenge around access to finance, don't sit and wait. Go out with whatever you have, even if it's just your mental resource, even if it's just your mind, even if it's just your access to people and ability to build a team. Leverage that, and eventually you will. It may be hard, it may be long, but you will eventually find a solution and you will eventually get that investment you need.
Rwanda's fashion, arts and crafts businesses have massively grown in Rwanda and have hence led to high consumption for local fashion and crafts products. These kind of businesses have also played a key role in attracting tourists in Rwanda. There are also a number of shops that are selling art and crafts pieces from Rwanda and from other various tribes and countries including Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya and Tanzania. Variety of crafts are made out of recycling of waste materials such as paper, metal cans, glass bottles and flour bags. From these waste materials, products such as bags, tea lights and greetings cards are created.
There is some shops which have really some beautiful material, which are cotton, linen, and those are salt color, one color, and you can also find kitenge, African fabrics. I have people who brought them from Nigeria and Ghana and Uganda and Congo also. Those are materials we are using. A fashion brand, it just started. I started it in January. We do custom made, we use different fabric and different material. We do clothes for women, men and kids in different ways. We used to buy stuff from China from outside, right? And then that money we stays in country because people, they're gonna use stuff from here. They are gonna buy stuff we are making as Rwandan. And they also, this will bring us at the competition to outside of Rwanda, right? We can go there and be competitors with others, and then they can see our stuff, what we are doing, that we are open-minded, and then we can do more also.
In the second quarter of 2018, Rwanda's total trade amounted to $913.06 million, an increase of 7.15% over the second quarter of 2017. Domestic exports totaled up to $164.03 million, imports totaled up to $662.55 million, and re-exports were valued at $86.48 million. Total domestic exports increased by 39.68% during the period of the second quarter 2018 over the same quarter of 2017, and by 18.74% compared to the first quarter of 2018. Total imports of Rwanda increased by 0.34% in the second quarter of 2018 when compared to the same quarter of 2017, and increased by 4.69% over the first quarter of 2018. Re-exports from Rwanda increased by 16.25% in the second quarter of 2018 over the same quarter of 2017, and also by 1.86% compared to first quarter of 2018. The top 5 domestic export destinations were Kenya, United Arab Emirates, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Switzerland and Uganda. Together, these 5 countries accounted for 62.32% share of total value of domestic exports.